It takes only a few steps to see signs of an epidemic.
You see the needles, burnt foil, drug packaging.
Like scores of cities across the country, Everett, Washington has been struggling with an opioid crisis that has killed residents, increased street crime, and stretched city resources.
A lot of individuals have started with prescription drugs and then ultimately turned to heroin because of the costs or because they weren't able to obtain it any longer.
Fed up, the city is taking the unusual step of suing Purdue Pharma, the makers of the powerful prescription drug OxyContin. The lawsuit stems from a 2016 Los Angeles Times investigation that chronicled how a drug ring moved OxyContin from corrupt pharmacies in California to the black market in Everett during the mid-2000s.
Our community has been wronged, and we need to be made whole, and Purdue needs to be held accountable.
The lawsuit in federal court alleges that Purdue knew the pharmacies were selling an extraordinary number of pills and should have reported it.
I was absolutely outraged. They were aware that that medication was going into pill mills.
In response, Purdue says, "We are deeply troubled by the abuse and misuse of our medication." And the statement goes on to say, "This lawsuit paints a flawed and inaccurate portrayal of the events that led to the crisis in Everett, and we look forward to presenting the facts in court." Purdue has been sued many times for OxyContin, including a $630 million settlement with the federal government for deceptive marketing. Everett could spark a new wave of legal action.
It seems likely that many cities, counties, states now faced with the incredible emotional and financial toll of widespread opioid addiction will look to lawsuits as one part of their effort to defray those costs.
As part of its campaign against the opioid epidemic, Everett has hired social workers to team up with police officers on routine patrols.
Do you want to go?
They encounter a homeless man who's experienced the toll of addiction.
Lots of friends. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Losses the city of Everett wants Purdue to answer for in court. Ned Barker, Associated Press.